So I've been being poisoned by design since I was just a baby boy. And the reasons I know that, there's many, but I'm going to try and explain them the best of my ability. It's basically like the same feeling of arsenic abuse when I look up everything to do with arsenic abuse and being arsenic poisoned. It falls right into the line of what I was experiencing from 5 onward. From the warts and things like that to the nail beds. Having literally moguls overgrown in my nails, even from the toxic metals trying to get out of my body. And hey. So hey. So when I was growing up, then I would have experiences of wondering what these people were doing to me. I would say, what was that you did to me? Or what was that you did to my friend that made him him and his family, mind you, hightail it out of Wyzetta? And they legitimately just went and they said they were going to change their names and all that. Because obviously it's something like that's happening, right? You definitely want to get away from it. And as for me, I was just never able to get away from that shit. It continuously played in my reality where it was just constant, the same feeling. And I know that it was induced, not I was just born that way or anything like that. I would have not been able to articulate this shit right now. I mean, even if it's hard pressed and hard to get out for how hard pressed my reality actually was, and put things in order, it does that. It's done that to my reality where it's hard to articulate it. And especially at a young age, you can't just come out and tell something that you can't find the vocabulary in the general to speak on. And then on top of it, even if you had the vocabulary, which I didn't, you can't articulate it correctly because your mind is erased. Your memory, I should say, is erased. And it not only from the hyper traumatized situations in that fashion, they actually are chemically inducing a very hardcore framework to as well utilize that hyper trauma and the hypersexualized ways that you grew up because of being sexually abused. At a very young age, you become hypersexualized. And by being hypersexualized and having a drug-induced reality that's like leaving you hard pressed to be able to explain, it's like I learned it by patterns of the abuse. And the patterns of abuse, they left me super hard pressed to figure it out, where I wouldn't have been able to figure it out. Like, it wasn't, I wasn't supposed to figure it out. And when I did, it was like literally like 14 hours later, I'm like being cyanide attacked for the second time in my life. And I believe personally it was cyanide like 20,000%, because I studied all these things. And I didn't know like poisonings. I didn't understand poisonings. All I knew is I was being poisoned. I didn't know by what. I didn't know even how. Like, people played me like really super bad to leave me hyper traumatized. And you literally, when you're poisoned, you don't have like thought process like, oh, it's this or it's that. You just don't know. So when I got the information from Dr. Brown, I knew right then and there that what they were giving to me then was a highly toxic metal. Because that's what was said. It was, you have something in your system that's, he couldn't suggest what metal it was, which I thought was really dumb. But he said that you have a high toxic metal in your body. It's a very concerning level of toxic metal. And so the question is do you feel safe? I'm like, well, first time ever, like for right now, yeah, I feel safe, but no, I don't. I don't feel safe, is the answer. Because I didn't know how to get away from these people doing it to me. And I was still coming to figure out all the patterns that were in my life because of the arsenic. And so when these people set up my reality in that fashion, and I had nowhere to turn to, and I couldn't like literally run because I had just gotten home after fighting tooth and nail to like get out of homelessness. It left me super hard pressed in my reality because I don't know how you explain that. I didn't know how to move to get away from people that were close to me, because when I tried to before, and I was realizing that when I tried to before get away from them, things got worse because I was letting them know. I was going back to them like Stockholm syndrome, like thinking and expressing my reality to the same people that were doing it to me. So after, 3-4 times of that, and the fourth time of that being like, oh my God, now I can't legitimately open up to anybody about it because I don't know where it's coming from. It's covert warfare. And it's covert poisoning. So I'm like, okay, well, if this is happening to me covertly, and I'm like Stockholm syndrome, basically like, these narcissists, sociopaths, and whatever, they want to like legitimately make sure that they are your only thought of support system. They want all of the validation and any of your concerns to like go through them so that they can manipulate you. Which is exactly why like my brother never wanted me to do Heartworks, was staging me up in his last place in St. Paul Park, like not wanting me to get even away from there to like utilize the money to get this house. He just legitimately wanted to steal it all away from me, so that I did get away. I felt the very concerns that and anybody who's anybody should and would be concerned about with their own supposed friend. Jesse being like, I don't want to be here, dude. I don't want to be here. I don't. So I was asking for another month or two. And then my brother was suggesting that he wasn't my friend, and he says, "Oh, you'll find out." Dude, why? Like literally, dude, you're supposed to be my brother, and you're like suggesting you'll find out when you're legit in the position of like literally being able to say, "No, I wouldn't want that for my brother." But no, that's exactly what he wanted for his little brother. So it's like it leaves you in a hard pressed situation, because now I'm like 2 blocks away from the guy that legitimately tried to fucking murder me my whole life covertly. I was figuring it out, and then it's like, oh fuck. What a sinking fucking feeling, dog. G. Person. Mom. Sister. Brothers. Brothers from another mother that I don't know brothers. Because these people were simply not my brother. A brother wouldn't fucking treat you like that. Like you're some second class citizen. You're some second class family member. Like you're just supposed to be murdered. And so, well, I was gonna get chicken, but I got some chips. I don't know. And these police just made it to where, like, legitimately they're gonna just stalk me and harass me and be around every fucking corner I go. Now. So, like, they literally are utilizing the identity theft that's happened in my life and the identity eraser as a way to, like, just target me further. It's super weak. It's weak. And if you ask me, these police are cowardice as all get out, because police were coming into my mom's house a few times that, my mom caught. I swear I was there with her that time, but she doesn't remember. And I don't know if I think that it happened to me, and it was happening to me and my mom because of the situation with my dad. And I think that these police officers are trying to protect the criminals. They're not trying to protect the victims in this crime. And it's not a victimless crime. So these people are like legitimately trying to stage it up as far as like, I don't know, making the crimes that are happening to us as though it's anything else. But legitimately, police don't have the right to be in your house when no one's there with no warrant, and they didn't show us a warrant. They did not have any right to be there, so I think highly that these people are like part of a crime family, and that oftentimes you can find articles like the ICE agent that shot himself off in whatever park it was. Like he killed himself because of the plans for America. What was that, like 2018 or 2017? And It was legitimately about these same type of things happening that I'm talking about. So if their predictive policing powers are able to like legitimately target the innocent, protect the criminals, and be the criminals and be on the same team, like here's the police and here's the criminal, and they're like joined at the hip and shit, then the police don't police right, and the system that's trying to suggest for justice is working in an injustice system of abusive powers. And so I don't care how these clucks want to move. They've literally fucked up my whole entire fucking life. And like, I'm a decent man. Like, I'm a decent person. With, like, without, like, granted, I swear a lot. And I've been using the cunt word, the C word, and like calling them clucks and stuff like that. But if there was actually a legitimate base for like legality here, and I was never poisoned, and I actually had a real support system and stuff like that, there's no telling what my life would be like today. But I can almost guarantee you that it'd be like 100-fold difference in my life as to who I am and how I carry myself. And I wouldn't have like the shirts that I wear from like being, I don't know, 20 years old. You know, I'd be like, I'd want to dress up in suits and ties and stuff like that. And just dress up, you know, business casual for the most part, not the way I dress today. And I don't know, so just the whole way, the whole like makeup of how I am and who I am and how I carry myself and all that stuff is just completely uh, backslided or backslid from the ways that I see myself internally. So I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but it makes complete sense to me. Like, I just haven't gotten a chance to be me outside of this abuse and outside of proxy warfare, fake ties with these proxy relationships, and then being poisoned all of my life. And then as soon as I came to figure it out and even have proof of it and sent it to the police still don't do their job. So sorry if I'm like, oh, you're all a bunch of cucks working on behalf of the fucking synagogue of Satan or working for the pedophiles and my rapey father. Great. You do such a wonderful job. You should pat yourselves on the back for a job well done. But it's just sick. All out. It's just fucking sick. And I guess I'm just tired of it because it's been all of my life and I've been constantly in situations where I'm suggesting, like, even at, well, how old was I? 18, 19, losing my first place. I've, like, literally lost things along the way, like everything of mine. Even the things that I have now in my house, I haven't been able to use to my own value of use because of the fucking targeting. And because of these people that are like constantly sabotaging me in my jobs, which creates financial ruin, sabotaging me in my relationships, and which was creating the proxy people to continue their poisoning and getting a female to get closer to me so that they could proxy warfare my life and poison me up by proxy in ways that they couldn't continue to do. And so it's legitimately sabotaged my sanctity of mind, or like my sense of self, my my love, like both inward and outward. So like the love for myself. Not saying I don't love myself, but it's kind of like a suicidality that's definitely created. It was made, all this stuff was done and done to me to like hope that I'd be like myself, because it would then be me taking care of the problem for them. So obviously, I'm not suicidal, and that's not legitimately the case. But the fact of the matter is that with them literally ruining the sanctity of my relationships and my love life, my the hope for my financial future and my life there, it's literally staged up this proxy in a way that's legitimately taken the sanctity out of everything holy in my life. So my heart on both the emotional level and the physical level feels completely fucked. For like 3+ years now, I'm like, I dangle my left arm down because it's like I have to like, I don't know how to explain that, but it's a pain. It's a pain that's ensuring to me, and it suggests in my body that, well, your heart and pain level is through the roof, and if you move a certain way or do certain things, like you're gonna induce a an overgrown heart to die. Like I'm gonna die early now, no matter what I do. Like great, thanks, proxy people. Thanks for fucking up my life completely. And then on top of it, you literally have proof of these things. You send it in, and instead of them utilizing the identity theft to go after the rightful parties or do any ethical hacking to the very unethical hacking that's been my whole life, they're literally like circling back into my life to then take away all of my stuff so that I don't have anything and no evidence that supports the case that I have, just like before, where I had evidence and I was creating my journal and writing in my computer. Well, I realized very quickly here that I couldn't do that same thing because I was being hacked. And he would literally utilize things that I would be working on or writing on, and like utilizing my character to play it back to me from his words to psychologically fuck with me or gaslight me or however that's called. It's like a destiny transfer, like trying to do this destiny swapping type of like humiliation ritual or I don't know how just complete just he's fucked, okay? Just Jesse Lee is a complete fucking piece of gutter trash. Like that fight that I was just witnessed, I like walked by him again earlier just now, and like the one dude was still standing there saying, "Well, we're gonna have this conversation. Like we're gonna have this conversation. We're gonna deal with it right now." Another guy was like, "Well, I don't really want that." Of course you don't. But he was just basically being singled out, I think. And even if he like did something to like hit on a girl or whatever, like nothing happened there. Like in a situation like that, let bygones be bygones. Like guys are guys. But it's one thing, it's a whole nother thing when it's legitimately created by proxy to determine that. To determine that and push that and pressure that inside of somebody's life. Because then you react, okay? Say you react and say like these people work for the circus of synagogues and fucking fuckery out here, then you like literally like 1,000 crimes could happen to you, right? And you react one time, and all of a sudden your one reaction is the whole thing, the whole crime, just so they can do this bit. Fuck you. Fuck them. I mean, not you, not you, but them that literally watch my stuff like all the time to try and cut up my work and all that kind of shit because they're a bunch of stupid clucks. But yeah, I got me some potato chips. So I don't know. I just really I wanted a love life, and I didn't want my love life to be played by proxy so that they could be like creating the affairs to like psychologically mess with me to create a suicidality or get a reaction out of me or whatever. And I legitimately wanted people in my life that were my actual support system, not anytime that I had somebody in my life that was organic, them to just be taken care of somehow, like pushed out of my life or literally ending up dead. Couple people now, or legitimately having to move. Well, no, and it's more than just a couple people that legitimately are gone. One of them committed suicide. I don't know how that happened, and I don't know if there was other things going on in their life, but from how nice that they had it, I can't put it past the fact that I think that there was something that was done to them, you know? So, anyway, I've been being poisoned all of my life, and that I got away from these people, and I have my, uh, my blood at least back, and my brain working back to being without them. It's like night and day difference as far as like who I am and how I carry myself and how I feel inside. As far as like how I describe it as like the sunlight's come back into my body to be able to put my thoughts to my words where it's not so hard pressed. So I know for myself that these things are real, no matter if they want to deflect from the truth or neglect the truth or not, because this whole syndicate and synagogue of Satan and these police that work in this way and Freemasonry and these clucks out here, just whatever. They can just go fuck themselves, truthfully, because I know now with what I fight for isn't to like cling to anything in this life. It's literally clinging on to Jesus and the hope of Jesus and everlasting life after I die. Because legitimately, I haven't even gotten a 0.0001% of a morsel of my life. Just a morsel. Like all these chips here being my life, it's like there. It's your life right here. And then you want it? You want your life? Oh, we're just gonna smash it. That's all you got, dude. You get that little crumb. See it? That's all you get. And all of these fucking pranksters and fucking warfare artists are like, haha, I just got this motherfucker's life here. His whole life, dude. And then they're literally demon possessed. So they're literally going like this with your life. That's good. That tastes real good. But yeah, that's legitimately what they're doing. It's such a sick crime, dude. That's all I can say. I feel like, for how I feel like it's literally like at least one of the worst crimes of its type that could ever happen to somebody. And then having these systematics of control artists like just ignore the crime. And then not only ignore the crime, but utilize the crime to their advantage. To like literally leave me more hard pressed. Like I would be out working. It literally stopped me from working. They're literally stopping me from anything I fucking try to do for my life. So, I think it's pretty fucked up, dude. That's what I think. I feel like I'm hung on the cross with Jesus. Literally. Literally and figuratively. These people created a bloodbath over my entire life and mind and my ability and agility and sound mind, self control, sense of self, and they stole away my free will because it's biological warfare and it's a drug induced crime. All over my life, being unwittingly played by the people that I thought were supposed to be there for me and be there for friendship and family and love life. But they weren't. So, anyway, I'm out of here. Hope you guys are taking care of yourselves. I don't know what the fuck to do from here for myself, but I'm not gonna commit suicide like they want me to. They would be like, "Yay!" They'd be so excited. Anyway, peace.